In the remotest corner of time, between the shadows of the known and the unexplored, lies a lost manuscript containing the secrets of the human mind. Join us on the mysterious and captivating journey of The Mental Power by Charles F. Haanel, a scroll of wisdom rescued from the annals of mystery. Imagine a universe where thoughts dance like fireflies in the twilight of the mind, creating constellations of limitless possibilities. Haanel, a sage alchemist of intellect, unveils the veils of mystery to reveal the lost art of mental manifestation. In this text, whispers of the inexplicable intertwine with Haanel's words, guiding you through hidden mental passages where reality and fantasy converge into a hypnotic symphony. Are you ready to unravel the mysteries of your own mind and discover the power that lies dormant within the depths of your being? Dive with us into The Mental Power and uncover a world where reality blends with magic. Prologue. Some men can attract success, power, wealth, and achievements with very little effort, while others achieve them with great difficulty. And then there are those who fail completely to reach their ambitions, goals, and ideals. Why does this happen? Why do some men easily achieve their ambitions, some with difficulty, and others not at all? The cause does not lie in the physical, for if it did, physically perfect men would be the most successful. The difference lies in the mental. The mind constitutes a creative force that distinguishes one man from another. The mind transcends environment and every obstacle in men's paths. The creative power of thought always prevails, provided there is proper application, diligence, and focus. In this text, the student will discover that the laws of the mental and spiritual world are the same as those of the material world, solid and infallible. Thus, to achieve good results, it is necessary to know and respect the law. The student who understands that power comes from within, supplemented only by external aid, and harbors no doubt about his own thinking, stands tall, asserts himself, and assumes a dominant attitude that can work miracles. In this great science, one who does not investigate and benefit from its progress will lag behind, just as the man who refuses to recognize and accept the benefits of humanity arising from understanding the laws of electricity. Indeed, the mind creates negative and favorable conditions every time we visualize lack, limitation, and adversity, usually unconsciously. This law, like any other, does not discriminate among individuals. Rather, it always operates and grants each human being the result of their actions. In other words, whatever man sows, he will also reap. Abundance rests on recognizing one's own laws, on the understanding that the mind is the creator of everything that exists. Nothing can be created before knowing it can be created, and then realizing an appropriate effort. The electricity that existed 50 years ago and that of today are the same, but it was not beneficial to us until someone discovered its utility. Since then, the whole world has been illuminated by it. The same applies to the law of abundance. Only those who recognize this law and harmonize with it benefit from it. The scientific mind reigns in all fields of endeavor. The relationships of cause and effect are no longer neglected. The movement of a segment of law marked an epoch in human development, eliminating doubts and caprices in the lives of men and replacing them with law, reason, and certainty. Now, men understand that for every result there is an adequate and definitive cause. Thus, in desiring a certain outcome, one seeks the condition by which it can be attained. The foundation upon which all law rests was discovered through inductive reasoning, involving the comparison of a series of separate cases until identifying the common factor originating them all. This method of study is owed by civilized nations for much of their prosperity and knowledge, as it has prolonged life by alleviating pain, illuminated the night with the brightness of day, extended the range of vision, accelerated movement, annihilated distance, facilitated communication, and allowed men to descend into the sea and travel through the air. It's no wonder that men soon endeavored to extend the blessings of this system of study to their mode of thinking. Thus, when it became evident that certain results followed a particular method of thinking, it sufficed to qualify those results. This method is scientific and is the only one that would allow us to maintain the degree of freedom to which we have been accustomed to considering as an intransferable fact, because people feel safe at home and in the world, only if national preparedness means aspects such as increasing quality of health, cumulative efficiency in public and private affairs of all types. The continuing progress of science and art, as well as the effort to have all aspects of national development revolve around individual and collective upward life, for which science, art, and ethics provide guidance and motives, constitute the master key. This is based on scientific and absolute truth, which will unfold latent possibilities in the individual. It will also teach how they can be scaled up to enhance the optimal capacity of the person, bringing additional energy, insight, vigor, and mental elasticity. The student who wishes to understand the mental laws that emerge will come into possession of an ability to ensure results hitherto unimaginable, with rewards that cannot be easily described in words. This key explains the correct use of the receptive and active elements of the nature of the mind, instructing the student in recognizing opportunity, strengthening the will and powers of reason, while teaching the cultivation and best uses of imagination, desire, emotions, and intuitive faculty. It also provides initiative, tenacity of purpose, wisdom of choice, intelligent sympathy, and full enjoyment of life at its highest levels. The Master Key teaches the use of real mental power, not substitutes and falsehoods. The latter have nothing to do with optimism, magic, or any of the seemingly fascinating illusions by which many are led to believe they can get something without giving anything in return. The Master Key cultivates and develops understanding that enables control over the body and health, improving and strengthening memory, developing insight that is rare, the definitive characteristic of every successful businessman, enabling men to see possibilities and difficulties in every situation, that quality which enables men to discern the opportunity they have in their hands. While thousands fail to see opportunities within reach as they strive in situations where they cannot gain substantial returns, the Master Key develops mental power, meaning that others instinctively recognize that they want to do what you want them to do. This means that you attract men and things to you, that you are what some people call luck, that things come to you in your own way, and you understand the basic laws of nature by harmonizing with them, which means that you are in accord with the infinite and understand the law of attraction, natural growth laws, psychological laws with all the benefits in the world of health, society, and business. Mental power is creative, giving you the ability to create for yourself, which does not mean taking something from someone else. Nature never acts in this way. It grows two blades of grass where only one grew before, and mental power allows men to do the same. The Master Key develops insight and sagacity, increasing independence as well as ability and willingness to be useful. It also destroys distrust, depression, fear, melancholy, and all forms of lack and weakness, including pain and disease. It discovers hidden talents, provides initiative, strength, energy, and vitality, awakens appreciation of the beauty in art, literature, and science. It has changed the lives of thousands of men and women, replacing uncertain and questionable methods with defined principles, being the foundation on which any system of efficiency must be based. Elbert Gary, president of the United States Steel Corporation, declared that the services of success advisors, instructors, and management experts are indispensable for most major companies. However, I consider knowledge and adoption of correct principles to be far more important. The Master Key teaches the correct principles and suggests methods for the practical application of these principles, distinguishing itself from any other course of study. It teaches us that the only possible value of any principle is its application. Those who study at home and attend conferences all their lives cannot progress in demonstrating the value of the principles involved. The Master Key suggests methods by which the value of the principles taught can be demonstrated and put into practice in everyday life. There is a change of thought in the world. This change is occurring silently among us, being the most important anyone has known since the fall of paganism. The current revolution in the opinions of all classes of men, both the highest and most cultivated, as well as the workers, has no comparison in the history of humanity. Science has made great discoveries by revealing the infinite resources, unveiling enormous possibilities and unsuspected forces. Scientists have ventured to affirm certain theories as established and undeniable, or to deny others as absurd and impossible, giving rise to a new civilization. Customs, beliefs, and cruelty are set aside, while vision, faith, and service take their place. The chains of tradition are removed from humanity, and the dross of materialism is consumed. Thought is liberated, and truth emerges fully before an amazed multitude. The entire world is perceiving a new consciousness, a new power, and its potential in realizing the resources within the self. The last century witnessed the greatest material progress in history. The present will produce the greatest progress in mental and spiritual power. Physical science has resolved matter into molecules, molecules into atoms, atoms into energy. This led Sir Ambrose Fleming to declare in a speech before the Royal Institution that resolving this mental energy into its ultimate essence may be incomprehensible to us, except as a demonstration of the direct operation of what we call mind or will. Let's consider what the most powerful forces of nature are. In the mineral world, everything is solid and fixed. In the animal and plant kingdom, force is in a state of flux, constantly changing, creating and recreating itself. In the atmosphere we find heat, light, and energy. Each kingdom becomes more subtle and spiritual as it moves from visibility to invisibility, from coarse to fine, from low potentiality to high potentiality. When we reach the invisible, we find energy in its purest and most volatile state. Thus, just as the most powerful forces of nature are invisible, the most powerful forces of man are imperceptible. His spiritual strength, which can only manifest through the process of thought, is the only activity possessed by the mind. Addition and subtraction are spiritual products, as are reason, ideas, questions, logic, argumentation, and philosophy. Each thought sets in motion certain physical tissues and parts of the brain, such as nerves or muscles, producing a physical change in structure. Thus, merely having a number of thoughts on a subject is enough to cause a complete change in the physical organization of man. Here is the process where failure turns into success. Thoughts of courage, power, inspiration, and harmony are replaced by thoughts of defeat, despair, lack, limitation, and discord. As these thoughts take root, the physical tissue changes and the individual sees life in a new light, realizing that old things have truly passed away and that all things new are born of the mind, giving life a new meaning for him, generating joy, confidence, hope, and energy. Man sees opportunities for success where he saw nothing before and recognizes possibilities that previously made no sense. The thoughts of success with which he has imbued himself radiate onto those around him, and they help him progress, rise in rank, attracting new prosperous associates, thus changing his environment in such a way that, through the simple practice of thought, a man not only changes himself but also his environment, according to circumstances and conditions. We are at the dawn of a new day. The possibilities are wonderful and fascinating, so limitless that they seem bewildering. A century ago, any man with an airplane or a Gatling gun could have annihilated an entire armed body equipped with war instruments. Today, any man aware of the possibilities contained in the master key has an inconceivable advantage over others. Introduction. First part. I have the privilege to join the first part of the master key system. If you want to attract more power into your life, become aware of this power. If you desire more health, acquire this awareness. If you seek more happiness, live in the spirit of these things until they rightfully come to you. Then it will be impossible to separate you from them. The things of the world are malleable to an inner power by which they are governed. You do not need to acquire this power, you already have it, but you want to understand it, you seek to use it, you want to control it. You strive to imbibe it, to move forward and bring the world to you day by day. As you progress, each time you gain momentum, with each deepening of your inspiration, each time your projects crystallize to gain understanding, you will realize that this world is not an inert pile of stones and wood. On the contrary, it is alive, constituted by the beating hearts of humanity. It is a thing of life and beauty. It is clear that understanding is needed to work with these materials, but those who manage to understand it are inspired by a new light, a new strength that allows them to gain confidence and more power each day. They realize that their hopes and dreams are coming true. Life has a deeper, fuller, and clearer meaning than before. First part. The first part certainly gathers all plans of existence. Loss begets greater loss. That is entirely true. The mind is creative, and conditions, environment, and all life experiences are the result of our habitual or predominant mental attitude. The attitude of the mind necessarily depends on what we think, so the secret of all power, all achievement, and all possession depends on our method of thinking. This is true because we must be before we can do, and we can only do to the extent that we are, and what we are depends on what we think. We cannot manifest powers that we do not possess. The only way to ensure the possession of power is to become aware that we have it. We will never become aware of power until we learn that all power comes from within ourselves. There is an inner world, a world of thought, feeling, and power, a space of light, life, and beauty, and although invisible, its forces are powerful. The inner world is governed by the mind. When we discover this world, we will find the solution to all problems, the cause of their effects, and since the inner world is subject to our control, all laws of power and possession are also under our control. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. What appears on the outside is what has been discovered on the inside. In the inner world, one can find infinite wisdom, infinite power, and an inexhaustible supply of everything necessary, awaiting their deployment, development, and expression. If we recognize these potentialities in the inner world, they will become part of the outer world. Harmony in the inner world is reflected in the outer world by harmonious conditions, a pleasant environment, and is essential for health and greatness, power, achievement, and success. Harmony in the inner world means the ability to control our own thoughts and determine for ourselves how each experience affects us. Harmony in the inner world results in optimism and prosperity. Inner prosperity translates into outer happiness. The outer world reflects the circumstances and conditions of the inner consciousness. If we find wisdom in the inner world, we will have the understanding necessary to discern the great possibilities latent within it. Power will be given to us to manifest these possibilities outwardly. By becoming aware of the wisdom of the inner world, we take possession of that wisdom, and by mentally taking possession, we actually come into possession of the power and wisdom necessary to manifest the essentials for our complete and harmonious development. The inner world is the practical world where men and women of power generate value, hope, enthusiasm, confidence, security, and faith in what they possess. They have the intelligence to see the vision and the practical ability to bring it to reality. Life is an unfoldment, not an accumulation. What comes to us from the outer world is what we already possess within. All possession is based on consciousness, and all gain is the result of cumulative consciousness. All loss is the result of dissipative consciousness. Mental efficiency is subordinate to harmony. Discord means confusion. Thus, anyone seeking to acquire power must be in harmony with natural law. We are connected to the external world through the objective mind. The brain is the organ of this mind, and the cerebrospinal nervous system puts us in conscious communication with every part of the body. This nervous system responds to all sensations of light, heat, smell, sound, and taste. When the mind thinks correctly, understands truth, and sends constructive thoughts through the cerebrospinal system to the body, these sensations are pleasant and harmonious. The result is that we build strength, vitality, and all constructive forces within us. It is through this objective mind that all anxieties, illnesses, lacks, limitations, and forms of discord and disharmony are admitted into our lives through erroneous thinking. Thus, we are linked to all destructive forces through the objective mind. We are connected to the inner world through the subconscious mind. The solar plexus is the organ of this mind, and the sympathetic nervous system anticipates all subjective sensations such as joy, fear, love, emotion, breathing, imagination, and all other unconscious phenomena. It is through the subconscious that we connect to the universal mind, and enter into relation with the infinite constructive forces of the universe. The coordination of these two centers of our being and their functions involves tuning in coherence to coordinate the finite and the infinite. Our future will be entirely under our control and will not depend on any capricious or uncertain external power. All agree that there is a principle or consciousness that permeates the entire universe, occupying all space and being fundamentally of the same nature at every point of its existence. It is all-powerful. Wisdom is ever present, and all thoughts and things are in itself. There is only one consciousness in the universe capable of thinking. When this occurs, its thoughts become objective objects. As this consciousness is omnipresent, it must be present within each individual. Each must be a manifestation of this omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent consciousness. Since there is only one consciousness in the universe capable of thinking, it is deduced that everyone's consciousness is identical to universal consciousness, or that all mind is one thing. One cannot escape this conclusion. The consciousness concentrated in the brain cells of one individual is the same as that concentrated in the brain cells of others. Each individual is the individualization of the universe, the cosmic mind. The universal mind is a static or potential energy, and can only manifest through the individual, which in turn can only manifest through the universe. Both are one and the same. The individual's ability to think is his ability to act upon the universe and realize it. Human consciousness is solely summarized by man's ability to think. It is believed that the mind itself is a subtle form of static energy from which emerges thought, which is the dynamic phase of the mind. The mind is static energy, and thought is dynamic. Thought is therefore the vibratory force that results from the transformation of static mind into dynamic mind. Since the sum of all attributes is contained in the universal mind, which is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, these attributes must always be present in potential form in every individual. Thus, when the individual thinks, thought is naturally compelled to embody itself in objectivity or condition related to its origin. Every thought is a cause, and every condition is an effect. For this reason, it is absolutely essential to control one's thoughts so that they produce only desirable results. All power comes from within and is absolutely under personal control. It comes from personal knowledge and voluntary exercises of principles. It must be clear that when one acquires a deep understanding of this law and manages to control the processes of thought, it can be applied to any condition. In other words, we will have achieved conscious cooperation with the omnipotent law, which is the fundamental basis of everything. Universal thought is the vital principle of every existing atom. Each atom continually strives to manifest more life. All are intelligent and seek to accomplish the purpose for which they were created. Most of humanity lives in the outer world, and few have discovered the inner world. However, the inner world creates the outer world, because it is creative, and everything in the outer world has been created from within. This system will lead to the realization of power that will be ours when we understand the relationship between the outer and inner worlds. The inner world is the cause, and the outer is the effect. Thus, to change the effect, one must change the cause. This deals with a completely new and different idea, where most men try to change effects by working with the same results. They do not see that this simply amounts to exchanging one form of distress for another. To eliminate discord, we must eliminate the cause, which can only be found in the inner world. All development comes from within, as is evident throughout nature. Every plant, every animal, every human being is living testimony to this great law. The error of the ages lies in seeking strength or power from the outside. The outer world is the universal supply source, and the outer world is the outlet to the current. Our ability to receive depends on our knowledge of this universal source, of this infinite energy from which every individual emanates. Thus, one is one with every other individual. Recognition is a mental process, and mental action is the interaction of the individual upon the universal mind. As it is intelligence that pervades all space and animates living beings, this mental action and reaction are the law of causation. However, this principle does not reside within the individual, but within the universal mind. It is not objective, but a subjective process where results manifest in an infinite variety of conditions and experiences. To express life, there must be mentality. Nothing can exist without mentality. Everything that exists is a manifestation of this single substance from which all things have been created and are constantly being recreated. We live in an impenetrable ocean of plastic mental substance. This substance remains alive and active, sensitive to its highest degree, and takes form according to mental demand. Thought forms the mold or matrix from which substance expresses itself. Let us not forget that value lies solely in application, and that practical understanding of this law will substitute poverty for abundance, ignorance for wisdom, discord for harmony, and tyranny for freedom. Certainly, there can be no greater blessings, both material and social. Make the request now. Choose a room where you can be alone and without interruption. Sit comfortably without laziness. Let your thoughts wander where they will, but remain motionless for 15 minutes or half an hour. Continue in this way for 3 or 4 days or a week until you have complete control of your physical being. Many will find this extremely difficult, others will do it easily, but it is essential to have complete control of the body before being ready to progress. Next week, you will receive instructions for the next step. Meanwhile, you should have mastered this first part. Study questions with answers. What is the outer world in its relationship to the inner world? The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. On what does all possession depend? All possession depends on consciousness. How does the individual relate to the objective world? The individual relates to the objective world through the objective mind. The brain is the organ of this mind. How does the individual relate to the universal mind? It is connected to the universal mind through the subconscious. The solar plexus is the organ of this mind. What is the universal mind? It is the vital principle of every existing atom. How can the individual act upon the universal? The individual's ability to think is their ability to act upon the universal and manifest it. What is the result of this action and interaction? The result of this action and interaction is cause and effect. Every thought is a cause, and every condition is an effect. How can harmonious and desirable conditions be obtained? Harmonious and desirable conditions are obtained through correct thinking. What is the cause of all inharmonious discordance? The cause of all inharmonious discordance is erroneous thinking. What is the source of all powers? The source of all powers is the inner world, the universal supply source, the infinite energy from which every individual emanates. The great task is to discover the laws of nature to which we must adjust our clear thinking, and moral insight are invaluable, and all processes, even those of thought, rest on solid foundations. The sharper the sensitivity, the sharper the judgment, the finer the taste and the more refined the moral feelings, the subtler the intelligence and the higher the aspiration, the purer and more intense are the gratifications that existence offers us. That is why the study of the best in the world provides supreme pleasure. The powers, uses, and possibilities of the mind, under new interpretations, are incomparably more wonderful than extravagant achievements and even dreams of material progress. Thought is energy, and if active, it is active energy. If concentrated, it is concentrated energy. Thought concentrated on a definite purpose becomes power. This is the power used by those who believe neither in the virtue of poverty nor in the beauty of renunciation. They see it as the course of the weak. The ability to receive and manifest this power depends on the ability to recognize the infinite energy residing in man, constantly creating and recreating his body and mind, ready to manifest at any moment in any manner. The manifestation in the outer life of the individual will be exactly proportional to the recognition of this truth. In the second part, the method to achieve this is explained. Second part. 1. The operations of the mind occur in 2 ways, through conscious and subconscious activity. Professor Davinson says that one who thinks to illuminate the whole range of mental action with the light of his own consciousness is not different from one who should illuminate the universe with a lantern. 2. The logical processes of the subconscious proceed with a certainty and regularity that would be impossible with the possibility of error. Our mind is designed to prepare us for the most important foundations of cognition, while we have no apprehension of the modus operandi. 3. The subconscious soul, as a benevolent friend, works and makes provisions for our benefit, converting only the ripe fruit into our lap. Thus, the ultimate analysis of thought processes shows that the subconscious is the stage for the most important mental phenomena. 4. Through the subconscious, Shakespeare would have simply perceived great truths hidden from the conscious mind of the student, such as the fact that Phidias sculpted marble and bronze, Raphael painted Madonnas, and Beethoven composed symphonies. 5. Ease and perfection depend entirely on the degree to which we cease to rely on consciousness. Playing the piano, skating, operating a typewriter, and specialized trades depend for their perfect execution on the process of the subconscious mind. The wonder of playing a brilliant piano piece while maintaining a vigorous conversation shows the greatness of our subconscious powers. 6. We are all aware of our dependence on the subconscious, and the greater our thoughts are, noble and brilliant, the more obvious it is to us that the origin is beyond our knowledge. We are endowed with a sense of touch, the fifth sense of artistic beauty, music, etc., of which we are completely ignorant of the origin. 7. The value of the subconscious is enormous. It inspires and warns us, provides us with names, facts, and scenes from the storehouse of memory, directs our thoughts and tastes, as well as performs complex tasks that the conscious mind cannot accomplish. 8. We can walk at will, raise our arm when we want to, and direct our visual and auditory attention to any subject at will. On the other hand, we cannot stop our heartbeats, or the circulation of blood, or the growth of bones, or the formation of nervous and muscular tissues, or the construction of bones, or many other vital processes. 9. If we compare these two sets of actions, one dictated by the will of the moment, and the other following the majestic and rhythmic course that is not subject to any hesitation, on the contrary, it is constant at every moment. We remain amazed and ask to be explained the mystery. We immediately observe that these are the vital processes of our physical life, and we cannot avoid noticing that these important functions are removed from the realm of our external will, with its variations and transitions, under the direction of a permanent and reliable inner power. 10 of these two powers, the outer and changing, has been called the consciousness or the objective mind of external objects. This objective mind is our primary tool for navigating and interacting with the world around us. It is the seat of our sensory experiences and the processor of information received through sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. The objective mind is constantly engaged, analyzing the environment, making decisions, and solving problems. It allows us to focus on tasks, comprehend language, and perform deliberate actions. However, it is also limited by its reliance on the tangible and observable, often restricted to the surface level of understanding. The inner power, in contrast, is called the unconscious or the subjective mind. This part of our psyche is vast and profound, operating beneath the threshold of our conscious awareness. The subjective mind is the repository of our memories, emotions, instincts, and deeply ingrained beliefs. It is the source of intuition and creativity, where ideas percolate and dreams are formed. Unlike the objective mind, which is engaged in the here and now, the subjective mind transcends time, drawing on the past and projecting into the future. In addition to its mental work, the subjective mind controls the regulated functions that make physical life possible. It governs the autonomic processes of our bodies, such as heartbeat, digestion, respiration, and immune responses. These functions are carried out with remarkable precision and efficiency, ensuring our survival and well-being without requiring conscious intervention. The subjective mind maintains homeostasis, the delicate balance necessary for health by regulating hormones, repairing tissues, and coordinating the complex interplay of bodily systems. Moreover, the subjective mind plays a crucial role in shaping our perceptions and behaviors. It stores and organizes experiences, forming the basis of our habits and patterns. Through conditioning and repetition, it influences our responses to various stimuli, often operating on autopilot. This can be both beneficial and limiting. Positive habits support our growth and well-being, while negative patterns can create obstacles and challenges. The subjective mind also holds the key to our emotional health. It processes and manages emotions, both consciously experienced and repressed. Through techniques such as meditation, hypnosis, and therapy, we can access the deeper layers of the subjective mind to heal emotional wounds, release past traumas, and cultivate a more balanced and harmonious state of being. In the realm of personal development, the interaction between the objective and subjective minds is of paramount importance. By understanding and harnessing the power of both, we can achieve greater self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and overall well-being. Techniques such as visualization, positive affirmations, and mindful reflection can help bridge the gap between these two aspects of our consciousness, enabling us to reprogram limiting beliefs and cultivate a more empowered and fulfilled life. The interplay between the conscious and unconscious minds also underscores the importance of holistic approaches to health and healing. Recognizing that physical symptoms often have underlying emotional or psychological causes allows for more effective and comprehensive treatment. By addressing the root causes stored in the subjective mind, we can facilitate deeper and more lasting healing. In essence, the objective and subjective minds represent two sides of the same coin, each with its unique functions and contributions to our overall experience of life. While the objective mind engages with the external world, providing the tools for interaction and analysis, the subjective mind delves into the inner realms, nurturing our emotional, psychological, and physiological well-being. Understanding and integrating these two aspects can lead to a more balanced, aware, and enriched existence. 11. It is necessary to have a clear understanding of their respective functions on the mental plane, as well as of some fundamental principles, by perceiving and operating through the 5 physical senses. The human mind is a complex and multifaceted entity, comprising both conscious and unconscious components, each playing distinct roles in our overall mental functioning. The conscious mind, or objective mind, is our primary tool for navigating and interacting with the external world. It operates through the 5 physical senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, allowing us to perceive and interpret our environment. Consciousness deals with impressions and objects of external life, enabling us to engage with and respond to the stimuli around us. This includes everything from recognizing faces and objects to understanding language, making decisions, and solving problems. For instance, when we see a red apple, our conscious mind processes the visual input, recognizing the apple's shape, color, and size. It draws on past experiences and knowledge to identify the object as an apple, and it may trigger thoughts or actions related to eating or enjoying the fruit. This process of perception and interpretation is a continuous and dynamic activity, allowing us to make sense of the world in real time. On the other hand, the unconscious mind, or subjective mind, operates beneath the level of conscious awareness. It is the repository of our memories, emotions, instincts, and deeply ingrained beliefs. While the conscious mind is limited to the present moment and the immediate sensory experience, the unconscious mind transcends time, integrating past experiences, current feelings, and future aspirations. It influences our behaviors, reactions, and decisions in ways that we may not fully comprehend on a conscious level. The unconscious mind also governs the body's autonomic functions, such as heartbeat, digestion, and respiration, which occur without our conscious intervention. It ensures that our bodily systems operate smoothly and efficiently, maintaining homeostasis and overall health. Furthermore, the unconscious mind plays a crucial role in emotional processing, managing both conscious emotions and those that are repressed or not fully acknowledged. To fully appreciate the functions of these two aspects of the mind, it is essential to understand some fundamental principles. First, the conscious mind is primarily concerned with external reality, dealing with concrete, tangible experiences. It processes information in a linear and logical manner, focusing on facts, data, and sequential thinking. This enables us to perform tasks that require attention, analysis, and deliberate action. Second, the unconscious mind operates on a more abstract and intuitive level. It processes information holistically, integrating various sensory inputs and emotional responses. It is the seat of creativity, imagination, and intuition, often providing insights and solutions that are not immediately accessible to the conscious mind. The unconscious mind communicates through symbols, dreams, and subtle cues, influencing our thoughts and actions in profound ways. Understanding the interplay between the conscious and unconscious minds can enhance our mental and emotional well-being. By becoming aware of the unconscious influences on our behavior, we can begin to address and resolve underlying issues, reprogram negative patterns, and cultivate more positive and empowering beliefs. Techniques such as meditation, mindfulness, and therapy can facilitate this process, allowing us to tap into the deeper layers of our psyche. Moreover, recognizing the limitations of the conscious mind can help us appreciate the value of intuition and emotional intelligence. While logical reasoning is essential for many aspects of life, it is equally important to trust our gut feelings and inner wisdom. By balancing rational thought with intuitive insight, we can make more informed and holistic decisions. In conclusion, a clear understanding of the respective functions of the conscious and unconscious minds, as well as the fundamental principles governing their operation, is crucial for achieving mental clarity and overall well-being. By perceiving and operating through the 5 physical senses, the conscious mind engages with the external world, while the unconscious mind processes deeper emotional and intuitive experiences. Integrating these 2 aspects of our mental plane can lead to a more balanced, aware, and enriched existence. 12. It has the faculty of deduction that entails the responsibility of choosing and the power of reasoning, whether inductive, deductive, analytical, or syllogistic, which can be developed to a high degree. This remarkable capacity for reasoning is what sets the human mind apart, enabling us to understand complex concepts, solve intricate problems, and make informed decisions. It is the seat of will with all the energies that arise from it, governing our actions and shaping our destinies. The faculty of deduction allows us to draw specific conclusions from general principles, enabling us to navigate the world with a logical framework. Deductive reasoning follows a structured path, starting from a general premise and moving towards a specific conclusion. This form of reasoning is foundational in fields such as mathematics, philosophy, and the sciences, where it helps establish truths and validate hypotheses. Inductive reasoning, on the other hand, involves drawing general conclusions from specific observations. This form of reasoning is essential for scientific inquiry, where patterns observed in experiments lead to broader theories and laws. Inductive reasoning enables us to learn from experience, adapt to new information, and develop a deeper understanding of the world around us. Analytical reasoning breaks down complex problems into smaller, more manageable parts, allowing use to examine each component in detail. This type of reasoning is crucial in fields such as engineering, computer science, and medicine, where precision and attention to detail are paramount. Analytical reasoning helps us identify underlying causes, evaluate potential solutions, and implement effective strategies. Syllogistic reasoning, a form of logical argumentation, involves drawing conclusions from 2 or more premises that are asserted or assumed to be true. This type of reasoning is fundamental in constructing valid arguments, ensuring coherence and consistency in our thought processes. Syllogistic reasoning helps us connect ideas, form sound judgments, and communicate our thoughts clearly and persuasively. The power of reasoning is not just an abstract capability, it is a practical tool that influences every aspect of our lives. Our ability to reason allows us to weigh options, consider consequences, and make choices that align with our goals and values. This decision-making process is a manifestation of our will, the driving force behind our actions. The will is the core of our personal agency, empowering us to pursue our aspirations, overcome obstacles, and shape our future. Developing our reasoning abilities to a high degree requires intentional practice and continuous learning. Engaging in activities that challenge our cognitive skills, such as puzzles, debates, and problem-solving exercises, can enhance our deductive, inductive, analytical, and syllogistic reasoning. Education plays a crucial role in this development, providing us with the knowledge and tools to refine our thinking processes. Moreover, the energies that arise from the will are not limited to cognitive functions. They encompass our emotional and motivational drives, fueling our passion, determination, and resilience. The will enables us to set and pursue goals, maintain focus and discipline, and persist in the face of adversity. It is the source of our inner strength, guiding us through challenges and helping us achieve personal growth and fulfillment. In addition to individual development, our reasoning abilities and willpower have significant social and ethical implications. They enable us to engage in meaningful dialogue, resolve conflicts, and contribute to the collective well-being of our communities. By fostering critical thinking and ethical reasoning, we can address complex societal issues, promote justice and equity, and create a more informed and compassionate world. In conclusion, the faculty of deduction and the power of reasoning are essential aspects of the human mind, enabling us to navigate the complexities of life with clarity and purpose. By developing these capabilities to a high degree, we can harness the energies of the will, make informed and responsible choices, and shape our destinies. The interplay of reasoning and willpower is a testament to the profound potential of the human spirit, guiding us toward a future of continuous learning, growth, and achievement. 13. It can not only impress other minds but also direct the unconscious. Thus, consciousness becomes the ruler and responsible guardian of the unconscious. This profound relationship between consciousness and the unconscious mind underscores the pivotal role of awareness and intention in shaping our lives. By understanding and harnessing this dynamic interplay, we gain the ability to influence not only our own thoughts and behaviors, but also the deeper realms of our psyche. Consciousness serves as the bridge between our outer experiences and inner world. It processes sensory information, interprets emotions, and integrates experiences into our conscious awareness. Through conscious thought and deliberate intention, we can communicate with and influence other minds, sharing ideas, emotions, and intentions that resonate with our beliefs and values. This ability to impress and connect with others is fundamental to our social interactions, shaping our relationships and collective experiences. Moreover, consciousness plays a crucial role in directing the unconscious mind. The unconscious, often referred to as the seat of our deeper desires, fears, and motivations, operates beyond our conscious awareness. It stores memories, processes emotions, and governs automatic behaviors that shape our responses to various situations. By directing the unconscious, consciousness can guide and reshape these underlying patterns, fostering personal growth, healing, and transformation. As consciousness assumes the role of ruler and responsible guardian of the unconscious, it becomes a powerful force for change. This lofty function allows us to identify limiting beliefs, negative thought patterns, and subconscious barriers that may hinder our progress. Through mindfulness practices, self-reflection, and therapeutic techniques, we can bring these hidden aspects of the psyche into conscious awareness. By acknowledging and addressing them, we create the opportunity to rewrite our internal narrative, cultivate healthier habits, and develop a more empowered sense of self. The transformative potential of consciousness extends beyond individual growth to encompass the broader conditions of our life. By consciously directing our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can influence external circumstances, attract positive opportunities, and manifest desired outcomes. This process of conscious creation involves aligning our intentions with our beliefs and taking inspired actions that move us closer to our goals. Through focused attention and persistent effort, consciousness can catalyze profound shifts in our life circumstances, paving the way for greater fulfillment and success. In essence, consciousness serves as a guiding light that illuminates the path to personal and collective evolution. By embracing its role as the ruler and responsible guardian of the unconscious, we empower ourselves to transform adversity into opportunity, fear into courage, and limitation into boundless potential. This conscious integration of our inner and outer worlds enables us to harness the full spectrum of our human experience, creating a life that reflects our deepest aspirations and highest ideals. As we cultivate awareness and intentionality in our daily lives, we deepen our connection to the innate wisdom and creativity of the unconscious mind. This collaborative partnership between consciousness and the unconscious fosters resilience, authenticity, and profound self-discovery. By honoring the sacred balance between these two realms of the psyche, we embark on a journey of continuous growth, healing, and realization of our truest potential. In conclusion, consciousness holds the key to unlocking the transformative power within us, shaping our perceptions, choices, and actions. By embracing its capacity to impress other minds and direct the unconscious, we embark on a journey of self-mastery and personal empowerment. Through conscious awareness and intentional living, we can harness this lofty function to transcend limitations, cultivate resilience, and create a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment. 14. It is often true that conditions of fear, worry, poverty, illness, lack of harmony, and evils of all kinds dominate us because of false suggestions accepted by the unconscious. These negative conditions stem from deeply ingrained beliefs, past experiences, and societal influences that shape our subconscious mind without our conscious awareness. The unconscious, operating beyond our immediate awareness, can harbor limiting beliefs and fears that manifest as challenges in our lives. A trained consciousness can completely avoid them through its vigilant protective action. By cultivating mindfulness, self-awareness, and positive thinking, we can intercept and redirect negative thoughts and beliefs before they take root in the unconscious mind. Consciousness serves as the guardian at the gate of the great domain of the unconscious, filtering incoming impressions and scrutinizing their validity and impact on our well-being. This guardianship role of consciousness involves recognizing and challenging false suggestions that perpetuate negative patterns and behaviors. Through practices such as meditation, affirmations, and visualization, we can reprogram the unconscious mind with empowering beliefs and intentions. By consciously choosing thoughts and emotions that align with our goals and values, we can create a supportive inner environment conducive to personal growth and fulfillment. Furthermore, consciousness acts as a beacon of clarity and discernment, guiding us through life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. It allows us to navigate uncertainties and adversities without succumbing to fear or doubt. By maintaining a proactive stance, consciousness empowers us to respond to circumstances with courage, creativity, and optimism, rather than reacting impulsively or succumbing to negative influences. In the realm of personal development, consciousness plays a crucial role in cultivating resilience and overcoming adversity. It fosters a mindset of abundance, health, and harmony, counteracting the influence of fear, worry, and lack. Through conscious awareness and intentional action, we can transform limiting conditions into opportunities for growth, healing, and positive change. Moreover, the protective action of consciousness extends beyond individual well-being to encompass collective harmony and societal transformation. By raising collective awareness and promoting compassion, understanding and unity consciousness can mitigate the spread of fear, division, and injustice. It inspires individuals to act with integrity, empathy, and social responsibility, fostering a more equitable and harmonious world. In conclusion, consciousness serves as the guardian at the gate of the great domain of the unconscious, protecting us from the influence of false suggestions and negative conditions. By cultivating mindfulness, self-awareness, and positive thinking, we can empower consciousness to guide us toward personal growth, resilience, and fulfillment. Through conscious awareness and intentional action, we harness the transformative power of consciousness to create a life of abundance, health, harmony, and meaningful contribution to the greater good. 15. A writer expressed the main difference between the two phases of the mind. Consciousness is reasoned will, and the unconscious is instinctual desire, a result of past reasoned will. 16. The unconscious makes accurate and precise inferences based on premises from external sources. When the premise is true, the unconscious arrives at flawless conclusions. However, when the premise is false, its entire structure collapses. The unconscious does not participate in the verification process. Instead, it trusts consciousness, the guardian at the gate, to protect it from erroneous impressions. 17. By accepting every suggestion as true, the unconscious immediately acts upon it throughout its vast field of work. Consciousness can suggest truth or error. If the latter, it poses considerable danger. 18. Consciousness must be alert at all waking hours. If the guardian is off duty, or if its calm judgment is suspended under certain circumstances, then the unarmed unconscious is open to suggestion from other sources. During wild excitement of panic, or in the grip of anger, irrational impulses, or at any moment of unbridled passion, conditions are much more dangerous. The unconscious is then open to suggestion of fear, hate, selfishness, greed. 19. The unconscious perceives through intuition, which makes its processes swift. It does not wait for the slow methods of conscious reasoning, partly because it cannot employ them. 20. The unconscious never sleeps, never rests, just like the heart or blood. It has been proven that by clearly stating to the unconscious certain things that need to be accomplished, it sets in motion forces that lead to the result. Here is a source of power that connects us with omnipotence, a profound principle deserving of our most serious study. 21. The operation of this law is fascinating. Those who practice it find that when they meet the person with whom they anticipate a difficult interview, something is there ahead of them and has resolved the supposed differences. Everything has changed and become harmonious. Thus, when a complicated business problem arises, they can take their time and choose the appropriate solution. Everything is perfectly arranged. Indeed, those who have learned to trust the unconscious find infinite resources at their disposal. The unconscious yields to our principles and aspirations. It is the source of our artistic and altruistic ideals, which can only be overturned by an elaborate and progressive process of undermining innate principles. The unconscious cannot argue or debate, so if erroneous suggestions have been accepted, the safe method to overcome them is the use of a counter-suggestion repeated frequently that the mind must accept to form new and healthy daily thought habits. Because the unconscious is the seat of habit, what we do repeatedly becomes mechanical and is no longer an act of judgment. Instead, it has worn its tracks into the unconscious. This is favorable for us because whether the habit is healthy or correct, if it is harmful and erroneous, the remedy lies in recognizing the omnipotence of the unconscious and suggesting current freedom. Being creative and united with our divine source, the unconscious will immediately create the suggested freedom. In summary, the normal functions of the unconscious on the physical side are linked to regular and vital processes: the preservation of life, restoration of health, care for offspring, including an instinctual desire to preserve all life and improve conditions in general. On the mental side, it serves as the storehouse of memory, housing the great messengers of thought that work unimpeded by time or space, being the source of practical initiative and constructive forces of life, the seat of habit. On the spiritual side, it is the source of ideals, aspiration, and imagination, being the channel through which we recognize our divine source, and as we recognize this divinity, we understand the source of. Someone may ask how the unconscious can change conditions. It is because the unconscious is part of the universal mind, and one part must be of the same quality as the other, the only difference being degree. All is creative, it is the only existing creator, so we find the creative mind, and as thought is the sole activity of the mind, it must also be creative. But we will realize that there is a great difference between simply thinking and directing our conscious thought systematically and constructively. When we do this, we bring our mind into harmony with the universal mind. Being in accord with the infinite, we set in motion the most powerful force of existence, the creative power of the universal mind. This, like everything, is governed by natural law, the law of attraction, where the mind is creative and automatically binds itself to its object to manifest it. Last week you received an exercise aimed at gaining control over the physical body. If you succeeded, you are ready to move forward. This time, start controlling your thoughts. If possible, always take the same room, the same chair, and the same position. In some cases, it is not practical to take the same room, but in this case, simply make the best use of the conditions available to you. Now, remain very still as before, but inhibit all thought. This will give you control over your thoughts of concern, worry, and fear, allowing only the type of thoughts you desire to entertain. Continue this exercise until you have complete control. You will only be able to do this for a few moments at a time, but the exercise is valuable as it demonstrates practically the great number of thoughts constantly attempting to enter your mental world. Next week, you will receive instructions for an exercise that may be a bit more interesting, but it is necessary that you first master this one. Cause and effect are absolute and without deviation in the hidden realm of thought, just as in the world of visible and material things. The mind is the master weaver of both the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstances. James Allen. Study questions for Part 2 with answers. 11. What are the two modes of mental activity? The conscious and the subconscious. What do ease and perfection depend on? Ease and perfection depend entirely on the degree to which we cease to depend on the conscious mind. What is the value of the subconscious? It is enormous as it guides us, warns us, controls vital processes, and is the seat of memory. What are some functions of the conscious mind? It has the faculty of discrimination, the power to reason, and is the seat of will, capable of impressing the subconscious. How was the distinction between the conscious and the subconscious expressed? The conscious mind is reasoned will, while the subconscious mind is instinctive desire resulting from past reasoned will. What method is necessary to impress the subconscious? Mentally express what you wish. What will be the result if desire is in harmony with the forward movement of the whole? Forces that will produce the result will be set in motion. What is the result of the operation of this law? Our environment reflects conditions corresponding to the predominant mental attitude we maintain. To what law has a name been given? The law of attraction. How does the law establish itself? Thought is a creative energy and thought correlates. Therefore, thought is cause, and the experiences you encounter in life are effect. Eliminate any tendency likely to complain about natural conditions as they are, for it is within your power to change them and make them as you would like them to be. Direct your efforts towards the realization of mental resources always at your disposal. From there comes all real and lasting power. Persist in this practice until you understand the fact that there can be no failure in achieving any appropriate goal in life, provided you understand your power and persist in your purpose. For the forces of the mind are always ready to fulfill a purpose with intent. This is the effort to crystallize thought and desire into actions, events, and conditions such that every function of life and every action is the result of conscious thought. Habitual actions become automatic, and the thought guiding them passes to the subconscious. Though possessing the same intelligence, it is necessary that this be automatic or subconscious so that the self-conscious mind can deal with other things. New actions will become habitual, then automatic and then subconscious, so the mind can again free itself from this detail and progress toward the realization of other activities. When you achieve this, you will have found a source of power that will enable you to take charge of any life situation that may arise. Third part. The necessary interaction between the conscious mind and the subconscious requires interaction between the corresponding nervous systems. Judge Stewart indicates the magnificent means by which this interaction takes place. He says that the brain-spinal system is the organ of the conscious mind, and the sympathetic system is the organ of the subconscious. The brain-spinal system is the channel through which we receive conscious perception of physical senses and exercise control over body movements. This nervous system has its center in the brain. The sympathetic system has its center in a ganglionic mass located behind the stomach, known as the solar plexus, and it is the channel of that mental action which unconsciously supports the vital functions of the body. The connection between the two systems is made by the vagus nerve, which emerges from the cerebral region as part of the voluntary system, sending branches to the heart and lungs, then passing through the diaphragm, which loses its outer coating and identifies with the nerves of the sympathetic system, thus forming a connecting link between the two and making man physically a single entity. We have seen that every thought is received by the brain, which is the organ of consciousness, where it is subject to our power of reasoning. When the objective mind is convinced that the thought is true, it sends it to the solar plexus or the brain of the subjective mind to become reality and manifest in the world. Then, it is no longer subject to any argument. The subconscious mind cannot argue. It simply acts and accepts the conclusions of the objective mind as final. The solar plexus has been likened to the sum of the body because it is a central point of distribution of the energy that the body constantly generates. This energy is very real, and this sun is also real, where energy is distributed through very real nerves to all parts of the body. It is released into an atmosphere that envelops the body. If this radiation is strong enough, the person is said to be magnetic, as they are filled with personal magnetism. The person can wield immense power for good, and their mere presence typically has a calming effect on troubled minds with whom they come into contact. When the solar plexus is in active operation and radiates life, energy, and vitality to every part of the body, to every person it encounters, sensations are pleasant, the body is filled with health, and those who come into contact with it experience a pleasant sensation. If there is an interruption of this radiation, sensations are unpleasant. The flow of life and energy in a part of the body stops and causes all the maladies of the human race, whether physical, mental, or environmental. Physically, this is because the body's sun no longer generates sufficient energy to vitalize an area of the body. Mentally, this is because the conscious mind relies on the subconscious to obtain the vitality needed to support its thoughts. Environmentally, this is because the connection between its subconscious mind and the universal is interrupted. The solar plexus is the point where the part meets the whole, where the finite becomes infinite and the uncreated turns into the created. The universal individualizes, the visible becomes visible. It is the point where life appears, and there is no limit to the amount of life an individual can generate from this solar center. This center of energy is omnipotent because it is the point of contact with all life and all intelligence. Therefore, it can accomplish anything it is instructed to do. It is the power of the conscious mind. On its side, the subconscious can implement the plans and ideas suggested by the conscious mind. Conscious thought is the master of this solar center, from which flows the life and energy of the entire body. Furthermore, the quality of the thought we entertain determines the quality of the thought this sun radiates. The nature of the thought our conscious mind harbors will determine the nature of the thought this sun radiates, and thus the nature of the resulting experience. Thus, it is evident that all we have to do is let our light shine. The more energy we radiate, the more rapidly we will be able to transform undesirable conditions into sources of pleasure and benefit. The important question is how to let this light shine and how to generate energy. Non-resisting thought enlarges the solar plexus, while resisting thought contracts it. Pleasant thoughts enlarge it, unpleasant ones contract it. Thoughts of courage, power, confidence, and hope produce a corresponding state. The sole archenemy of the solar plexus must be completely destroyed before the light can shine. The emergence of fear must be eliminated and expelled forever, as it is the cloud that obscures the sun, causing eternal darkness. This personal demon makes men fear the past, present, and future, makes them fear themselves, their friends, and their enemies, makes them fear everything that exists. When fear is completely destroyed, your light will shine. The clouds will disperse and you will have found the source of power, energy, and life. When you discover that you are truly one with infinite power and can consciously materialize this power, a practical demonstration of your ability to overcome adversity through your thoughts will make you fearless. Fear will have been destroyed and you will have acquired your birthright. It is our mental attitude towards life that determines the expressions we will face. If we expect nothing, we will have nothing. If we demand much, we will receive more. The world is harsh, but only for those who do not value themselves. Criticism of the world is bitter, only for those who cannot give a place to their ideas. Fear of this criticism causes many ideas to never see the light of day. But the man who knows he has a solar plexus will fear neither criticism nor anything else. He will be too busy radiating courage, confidence, and power. Moreover, he will anticipate success. With his mental attitude, he will break down barriers and leap over the abyss of doubt and hesitation that fear places in his path. The knowledge of our ability to consciously radiate health, strength, and harmony will make us understand that there is nothing to fear, for we are in contact with infinite strength. This knowledge can only be acquired through the practical application of these principles. We learn by doing, for it is through practice that the athlete becomes powerful. As the following statement is of considerable importance, I will present it in several ways so that you can fully grasp its meaning. If you have a religious inclination, let your light shine. If your mind leans towards physics, awaken the solar plexus. If you prefer a strictly scientific interpretation, impress upon your subconscious. I have already mentioned what the result of this impression will be. It is the method that interests you now. You have already learned that the conscious mind is intelligent and creative, and responds to the will of the conscious mind. What then is the most natural way to cause the desired impression? Mentally focus on the object of your desire, thus impressing the subconscious. This is not the only way, but it is simple and effective, direct. Therefore, the method to ensure the best results is the one that produces results so extraordinary that many consider them to be miracles. This is the method by which every great inventor, every great financier, and every statesman has been able to convert the subtle and invisible force of desire into tangible and concrete realities in the objective world. The subconscious mind is a part of the universal mind, which is the creative principle of the universe. A part must be of the same type and quality as the whole. This means that this creative power is completely unlimited and is not bound by any kind of precedent. There is therefore no pre-existing model to which to apply its constructive principle. We have discovered that the subconscious mind responds to our conscious will, which means that the unlimited creative power of the universal mind is under the control of the conscious mind of the individual. In making a practical application of this principle according to the exercises given in the following lessons, it is good to remember that it is not necessary to detail the method by which the subconscious will produce the results you desire. The finite cannot inform the infinite. You simply need to state what you desire, not how to achieve it. You are the channel through which the undifferentiated becomes differentiated, and this differentiation is accomplished through appropriation. Only recognition is necessary to set in motion the things that will bring results according to your desire. This happens because the universal can only act through the individual, and the individual can only act through the universal, both becoming one. For your exercise this week, I will ask you to go a little further. I want you not only to remain perfectly still and to remove all thought of your possibilities, but also to relax and let go, allowing the muscles to take their natural condition. This will remove all pressure on the nerves and with it, that tension that constantly produces physical fatigue. Physical relaxation is a voluntary exercise, and the exercise will be of great value as it allows the blood to circulate freely in the brain and body. Tension leads to mental agitation and abnormal activity of the mind. It produces worries, restlessness, fear, and anxiety. Therefore, relaxation is an absolute necessity to allow mental faculties to exercise the greatest freedom. Perform this exercise thoroughly and completely, mentally determining that you will relax every muscle and nerve until you feel calm, rested, and at peace with yourself and the world. The solar plexus will then be ready to function, and you will be surprised by the result. This powerful energy center, often referred to as the body's powerhouse, plays a crucial role in our overall well-being, influencing both our physical health and emotional state. As you unlock and activate the solar plexus, you may notice a profound shift in your energy levels, confidence, and personal power. When the solar plexus is fully activated, it radiates a vibrant and warm energy throughout your body, akin to the sun's rays spreading warmth and light. You may experience an increase in your physical stamina and resilience, finding yourself able to take on challenges with greater ease and efficiency. Tasks that once seemed daunting will now appear manageable, and you will approach them with renewed vigor and determination. On an emotional level, the activation of the solar plexus can lead to heightened self-esteem and a stronger sense of identity. This energy center is closely associated with personal power and self-worth, and its activation can dissolve feelings of doubt and insecurity that may have been holding you back. You will begin to stand taller, speak more confidently, and pursue your goals with a newfound assertiveness. The fears and anxieties that once plagued you will diminish, replaced by a calm, unwavering belief in your abilities. Moreover, the influence of the solar plexus extends to your mental clarity and decision-making capabilities. As this energy center begins to function optimally, you will find that your thoughts become more focused and organized. Your mind will operate with greater efficiency, allowing you to solve problems and make decisions with clarity and confidence. Creative ideas will flow more freely, and you will be able to harness your intellect in ways that propel you forward in both your personal and professional life. The surprise you experience from the activation of the solar plexus will not be limited to internal changes alone. You may also notice a shift in your external environment and relationships. The energy you exude will attract positive experiences and like-minded individuals who resonate with your newfound vibrancy. Your interactions with others will become more harmonious, as people are naturally drawn to your positive aura and confident demeanor. In addition to these changes, you may become more attuned to your intuition. The solar plexus is often seen as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, and its activation can enhance your ability to perceive and trust your inner guidance. You will start to notice subtle cues and insights that guide you toward decisions that align with your highest good. This intuitive clarity will further reinforce your confidence, creating a cycle of positive reinforcement that continues to elevate your life experience. To fully embrace and sustain the benefits of an activated solar plexus, it is essential to nurture this energy center through practices that promote balance and harmony. Regular physical activity, such as yoga or Tai Chi, can help maintain the flow of energy within the solar plexus. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation and deep breathing, can also support the health of this energy center by reducing stress and fostering a sense of inner peace. In conclusion, the activation of the solar plexus is a transformative process that can bring about significant positive changes in your physical health, emotional well-being, mental clarity, and spiritual connection. As this powerful energy center begins to function, you will be surprised by the myriad of benefits that unfold, leading to a more empowered and fulfilling life. Embrace this journey with an open heart and mind, and allow the radiant energy of the solar plexus to illuminate your path. Study questions for Part 3 with answers. Which nervous system is the organ of the conscious mind? The brain spinal system. Which nervous system is the organ of the subconscious mind? The sympathetic system. What is the central point of distribution of the energy constantly generated by the body? The solar plexus. How can this distribution be interrupted? By resistant, critical, and discordant thoughts, but especially by fear. What is the result of this interruption? All the ailments that afflict the human race. How can this energy be controlled and directed by conscious thought? By recognizing and understanding the true function of all power. What determines the experiences we encounter in life? Our predominant mental attitude. How can we awaken the solar plexus by mentally focusing on the condition we wish to manifest in our life? Through conscious thought. What is the creative principle of the universe, the universal mind?